Good morning. This is Dr. Priya Dharisini, Assistant Professor, Department of English, KCS Kasinada College. This particular video, we are going to see the importance of art of speaking. Speaking plays a very vital role in everyone's life. It is one of the important communication skills that everyone should possess. If you are a very good speaker, you will be successful in your professional and as well as in your personal life. All great speakers are very bad speakers in the beginning, says a famous American writer, Emerson. So in this particular video, we are going to explore the importance of speaking, what are the barriers and how we can eradicate it and how we can become a very great speaker. Let us go into the video. All great speakers were bad speakers at first, says the famous American writer Emerson. Speaking skills plays a vital role in the role of communication. Communication is a general phenomenon. Wherever life exists, communication also exists. It needs to be consciously developed so that you can express your ideas or thoughts in any circumstances. Communication is important, especially in the managerial process. In fact, we can say success of any business depends upon proper communication system. We can define communication as an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, or emotion between two or more persons. It is a process of meaningful interaction among individuals. At the end of this video, you're going to learn how to acquire the art of speaking. Actually, speaking comprehension, speaking skill is the language skill the most language learners wish to master as early as possible. Speaking can be either formal or informal. We can find ourselves in three speaking conditions, that is interactive, partially interactive and non-interactive. In interactive speaking situation includes both face-to-face conversation, telephone calls, in which the speaker is both speaking and listening simultaneously. Therefore, in interactive speaking situations, there is always an exchange and also there is a chance for clarification to repeat what has been said or they'll be asked to give their opinions. Then let us see what is partially interactive. In partially interactive speaking situation, it involves situations like giving talk or a lecture where is less chance of interaction. Now on the contrary, let us see the non-interactive. In non-interactive situations, especially, there is no chance of interaction there. It involves situations like a recorded speech, especially for a broadcast or a telecast, especially in a performance in a play or reciting a poem, like that. So these are the different kinds of speaking situations we can find ourselves in. Let us see what are the abilities that speaking skills comprises of. Speaking skills comprises the abilities like pronouncing clearly, especially each and every individual sound of a language should be pronounced correctly. For example, we can say the words. Generally, people say baby, but the correct pronunciation of it is baby. So, whatever you say, even in noun, people generally pronounce the name like Charles. It's not Charles, it's Charles. So the each and every sound of a language should be pronounced correctly. Especially one should cautiously and correctly use the stress, rhythm, intonation patterns of a language in a clear manner. They should also use the correct form of words, especially the tenses and the gender, etc., should be perfectly used. And the words which we use should be put together in the right order. And for example, recently in a TV flash news, I read something like this. Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma is pregnant. How foolish this is. The word here, especially when they have used the word and in between Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma, the total meaning has been changed. It said the sentence tells us both are pregnant. Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma both are pregnant. How stupid this is. So when you use the words, use it correctly on the right order. We should use appropriate vocabulary. That is, vocabulary is nothing but the usage of words. When you register or the language variety, that should be used for the appropriate situation. Try to give the speech in a coherent manner so that people will easily follow you while you are speaking. So these are the skills one should have if at all he should be a very good speaker. Let us see what are the barriers to communication. That is, what is stopping you from acquiring the speaking skills? Physical barriers. That is, when you see a stranger or when you are sitting in a closed office doors, you may not feel comfortable to go and converse with your neighbor or the person who's sitting next to you, that is your colleague. So these are the physical barrier one faces. And then perpetual barrier, that is the fear, mistrust or the suspicion you have, that will stop you from being a very good communicator, because you, if at all you fear something or somebody, you don't feel comfortable to go and converse with them in a lucid manner. Then we have cultural barriers. Especially when you meet somebody from a different culture, we may not be that much comfortable to move with them. So there is a cultural barrier. And then language barrier. When you meet somebody from a different language background, then too you may not be feeling comfortable to move with them in a frequent manner. Then intrapersonal barriers. That is, when you meet an introvert or a person who is reserved, you find it very difficult to communicate with those kind of people. And gender barriers, especially when you're having a gender especially when we meet a person from a different gender, we may not be that much easily moving with them. Especially often we have heard people saying, no, I won't talk with men. Or we would have also heard some men saying, no, I won't talk with any women. I am a bit reserved, or I don't feel comfortable talking to a woman or a girl. So there is a gender barrier. So these are the different kinds of barrier one come across. These are the mm, uh, these are the communication barriers. One should come over it to become a very good communicator, or to be good in communication. Now let us see what are the tips for effective communication. Keep it simple and short. Whatever you want to say it in a short and a simple manner. That is the formula of KISS. KISS. Keep it short and simple. Then we can follow the 7C formula, that is candid, complete, concrete, courteous, clear, concise and correct. Candid. Speak at the moment. So what is to be said at that moment, speak. Say it completely. Concrete. Whatever you say it in a strong, courteous and clear manner. Be concise, keep it short and say it correctly. And know yourself and your audience. Know about your plus and minus, and as the same way know your audience, whom you are speaking to. And you should have the right ambience to speak. Whatever you do, try to be sincere, be positive, try to reach out to the audience. So if you do all this, definitely we will become a effective communicator. We can learn the art of speaking. So when you are good at speaking, definitely we can win the world.